Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Letitia and this is That's So Letitia. And for today's video, what I will be sharing with you guys or showing you or updating you or reminding you about is how to wear your makeup and replenish, refresh your SPF while still maintaining that beat face, okay? So we are going to get right into it. Are going to start off with a primer. The primer of the hour is none other than Huda Beauty's Pre-Makeup Complexion Base. And because I am going to as well put on a SPF, I am just going to utilize a little bit of primer today. Not as much as I typically would use, because today is pretty much about layering, but layering the right products to maximize your sun protection and still keep your makeup lasting long into your summer evening, your summer afternoon, you know, that sort of thing. Okay, so now that we have the primer on, next what we are going to apply before our makeup is our SPF. I've done several videos featuring this brand. It is Black Girl Sunscreen. This one is a broad spectrum SPF in 30. This one is infused with avocado and jojoba oils. It gives you 80 minutes of water resistance while protecting your skin from harmful UV rays. So I'm just going to put a little bit on, not too much. It's not oily, but what you have to keep in mind is when you are applying other products in terms of makeup on top of it, definitely if you have an oily complexion, you want to have a light hand when applying products. So now that we have that on, before foundation, I'm going to apply a little bit of setting powder to my face. This is by Bakerie. It is called their Pinch of Flour, and it is in the shade Almond. Just going to apply it using my brush, get all the excess off, which was an awful lot. Just going to apply that to the areas of my face that loves to nag me and have oil to show up throughout my makeup. Foundation I will be using is the newest by Gucci. If you watch any of my other videos, you know I do not even attempt to say the name. I will put it below. This is what it looks like, and the shade number that I use is 410W. So I'm just gonna kind of hurry through this foundation process. I'm going to now apply two concealers. The first one that I'm going to apply is by Marc Jacobs. This is their, it was supposed to be a dual foundation slash concealer. For me, I find it works better if I just use it as a concealer alone. So it is, again, Marc Jacobs Extra Shot. I don't know if you guys can see that. And it is in the shade 410 Deep. This is a decent concealer, especially for your under eye area, because it does have a little bit of caffeine in it. And if you have any sort of like swelling, inflammation under the eyes, then it kind of helps to draw that inflammation out and kind of wake that area back up. So it's good for that purpose. Now the foundation, that's where I was a little confused at, especially being that the container is so tiny, but it is what it is. I use it for the concealer purposes only. And then the other concealer that I'm going to use is by Juvia's Place I Am Magic, and this is in the shade number 9. And I'm just going to apply that under the Marc Jacobs concealer. And I'm going to take the same powder that I applied earlier by Bakerie in the shade Almond, and I'm just going to now set my concealer with that using a damp beauty sponge. Yeah, I had been seeing like all on social media people talking about, you know, the importance of wearing sunscreen you know, under their makeup, but there was like one big question that a lot of people kept asking, and that question was, okay, I have on SPF under my makeup, now what? So I wanted to, you know, share with you guys some of the ways that I actually utilize SPF on a, you know, every 2 hour, every 2.5, every 3 hour basis while I'm outdoors and still wear my makeup. You know, some of us learning about SPF and how to apply it and when best to apply it and what forms to apply, a lot of this is new to us. So, you know, if you are used to using a traditional cream sunscreen, then obviously you would be a little turned off by the idea of reapplication of said product when you're wearing makeup already. It's like, I didn't do all of this and get pretty and come outdoors and come to this party or go to that gathering, go to that restaurant, only to, you know, have to go in the bathroom and ruin my makeup because now I'm rubbing sunscreen cream all over my face. Well, you no longer have to do that. Like, there are so many SPF options out there that would ensure that you are both protecting yourself from the sun as well as maintaining or keeping intact your makeup. I'm also going to follow up and use a loose powder for the areas of my face that I contoured. The powder I'm going to use for that is Maybelline Fit Me, and it is in the shade Dark. I'm just going to apply just a little. Just whisk it around. And then I'm going to follow up with a bronzer. The bronzer I'm using, it's by Colored Rain, and it is in the style name Cinnabay. I'm just going to, and this is what it looks like. Just going to apply lightly because this one is very pigmented. Now I'm going to apply Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Purpose Press Powder, and it is in the shade, which one is this, Chai. And I just use a little bit of this to just kind of go over my entire face to just kind of marry all of the areas of the various shades of press powders together and to set my entire face. And for my eyes, I'm going to apply NYX. This is their eyeshadow primer. It is in the shade named Nude. For my eyeshadow today, I am going to be using one of my favorite palettes from Juvia's Place. This is called their Nomad palette. So the first shade I am going to start off with, which is going to be my transition shade. It is going to be this matte kind of olive green shade here. Just going to apply it using a Morphe M433 brush. Going to apply it to the crease area and a little bit above. Going in sweeping motions just to make sure that I am blending it in properly. The next color I will be using is this matte green here. I'm just going to apply it using a Eco Tools shade brush. Just going to kind of swirl it around in the shade, in the pot, in the pan, whichever you prefer to call it. And I am going to apply that towards the back portion of my eye. And we are going to blend for our lives. Blend like your life depends on it. And then we're going to apply this matte kind of yellowish shade here. I'm going to apply that to the inner portion of my eye. We're going to use the Morphe M321 brush, and we're going to apply a little bit of this shimmer shade here to our inner tear ducts as a highlight. And I'm going to take a Define brush by Eco Tools and line my lower lash line using this deep dark brown shade here. This is definitely one of my favorite Juvia's Place palettes. It is so pigmented. Every single shade is just as pigmented as the next. And then I'm going to turn that same brush around because this one is a dual purpose brush, and I'm going to use the smudge portion of the brush and just kind of blend out the dark brown shade just so it's not so harsh down there. For the blush, I'm going to use this one by Nars. It is in the shade named Savage. I used this one for the first time in one of my other videos. I really like this blush because it gives me the best of both worlds, being that I don't really care for jaw or cheek highlight just because I already have very oily, shiny skin. I pretty much like to keep my makeup as matte as I possibly can, but this one gives me enough shimmer that it's not overbearing. It looks very natural and not, you know, like I purposely put on highlight. And the lippy I'm going to be using, it's by Kylie Cosmetics, and it is in the shade name Kylie. First I'm going to start off with the lip liner, so I'm just going to line my lips. And then I'm going to apply the matte lipstick on top of it, just a thin layer. I know you guys are saying, okay, so we've seen the makeup. How do we still maintain our makeup and wear SPF? That brings me to the height of this video. So there are several products that I have that have SPF in them that you can use to refresh your makeup while you're outdoors, as well as refresh your SPF while you're outdoors. First being a multi-purpose foundation loose powder by Bare Minerals. This guy here actually has a SPF of 15 in it. It is light enough, it's a powder form, it's light enough to where, you know, you can reapply it as a light dusting every so often while you're outdoors. It also helps to kind of combat the shine that you may start experiencing being out in the sun or in the heat. So I'm just going to apply a very thin layer. It comes in 30 different shades. It is a matte formula. You can get it at both Sephora as well as Ulta, and you can purchase this one at standalone Bare Mineral locations. And as a matter of fact, speaking of Bare Minerals, they also, because they specialize in skincare and the preservation of your skin, there are several different complexion products that you can pick up from Bare Minerals, that one of the main components of the product is SPF. They have liquid foundation, they have powdered foundation, they have setting powders, they even have lip products that have SPF in them. I would definitely suggest looking into Bare Minerals. Okay, so we have that light dusting on, so that would be our second SPF product. And then of course you need a setting spray, right? So what look is complete without a setting spray? Well, this particular setting spray is marketed as a SPF or a sunscreen. It is by Miliani, and it is called their Make It Last Sunscreen Setting Spray. And this one has an SPF of 30. So I am just going to spritz this one across my face to set my makeup. Here's the deal with this guy. So because it is marketed and formulated as both a sunscreen and a setting spray, it missed out. It is not a direct line of product shooting out at you, which means that when you need to reapply it, you definitely can do so without running the risk of you actually messing up your makeup because you're wetting your face too much with setting spray, how some traditional setting sprays are. This one is a light mist. I will say I am smelling a hint of sunscreen, so it's definitely giving sunscreen. You know, if that was, you know, a thought like, oh, well, is it real sunscreen or does it have a smell? It does kind of have that sunscreen smell to it, so, you know, just be cautious about that. It's not strong, but it's there, and as time goes on, the scent does go completely away. You don't even know that it was ever there in the first place. So yeah, that is that. We have applied our traditional SPF, which was Black Girl Sunscreen, before our foundation. we applied the Bare Minerals Multi-Purpose Foundation Loose Powder, which was a sunscreen or SPF as well. And then to top that off, we applied our Miliani Make It Last Sunscreen Setting Spray. Now the last two, the setting powder and the sunscreen setting spray, you definitely, you know, they're tiny enough to where you can put them in your bag, put them in your pocketbook, and carry them with you and reapply them as you see fit throughout the day. All of this while keeping your makeup completely intact. All right guys, so that is all I have for you for this video right now, today. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Thank you so much for your continued support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you guys enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Feel free to share, like, and comment. Definitely comment. Let me know, are there SPF products that you guys use under your makeup? And yeah, until next time, I am going to leave you guys with these over here. Definitely feel free to check them out. They're there, they're waiting on you. And until next time guys, we will definitely chat again soon.